Hey, what is up guys, Oblivious here, and today we're going to be doing a Black Ops 4 Specialist Ability Ranking video. So we're going to be doing the equipments in another video I'll probably be doing in the next few days, but today we're only going to be doing the abilities, so we're talking about like the War Machine, the Barricade, the Vision Pulse, the Annihilator. You know what I'm talking about for the different Specialist characters. So I'm going to start in actually the order from least to greatest, so I'm going to be talking about the number one at the very end of the video, kind of like a build-up I guess, so you guys can like kind of work it out yourselves, like, oh, who's left, like what's left. But so we're going to start at the very bottom. So we have the Vision Pulse, but I actually don't think the Vision Pulse is that bad, but it is on like the bottom of the list because I do think it is the worst out of all the specialists. So the Vision Pulse, just like, I think you get like maybe like 10 to 20 seconds of just where you can see people through walls, but it's only like in a certain pretty big radius of the actual character, like the Vision Pulse character himself. So sometimes there are characters on the map that actually just aren't on the radar, where I'm pretty sure in Black Ops 3, like everyone was just on the radar all the time, like not on the radar, but like you could see them through walls. It was crazy. Like I feel like it was a lot better in that game than it is in this one, because maybe they just thought it was overpowered in that one, so they tried to like nerf it a little bit, but they kind of made it like not too good. And it's also worse for the character who actually uses it, because you have to like put on these goggles and everything becomes red, and then like heat signatures become a little bit more red. Like it's just awful to use. It's not really that fun for the actual guy, but it's kind of okay for everyone else. So next we're going to be talking about the Barricade for the Torque character, and the reason this is kind of like a very situational thing, and this is also the thing, I don't actually think the Barricade is bad. So obviously none of these things I actually do think are that bad, because I guess those two, already the bottom two aren't even that bad. But the Barricade is very situational for different game modes. Like, I've been playing a lot of Safeguard lately, and if you put it, like, blocking the robot actually just, I don't think he'll walk through it. It starts doing damage to him. It actually stops him, so, like, it's literally, like, you have to destroy it. And if you're playing, like, Hardpoint, you can literally cover a whole entrance with it. If you also have your Razor Wire, like, which is going to be your equipment, like, you can really, like, lock down different areas of the map. So this character is actually really good for that. Like, if you want to be doing that and, like, going super try-hard just to play objective, like, might as well. That's fun for you. But next we're going to be talking about the Nomad's K9. So this thing was actually really overpowered when the game first came out, but ever since, I think it got like, it had to get a few different patches. It's not really that good. I never really had a huge problem with it though, because I use Cold-Blooded on most of my classes, and Cold-Blooded actually kind of counteracts the dog, so it actually just doesn't go after you at all. But right now, sometimes I use Gung-Ho instead, and so I'm not using Cold-Blooded, and the dog, like, I kind of just give him a little juke real quick. Like, I go to the left and then go around him, as opposed to just running, like, straight at him or away from him in a straight line. I go to, like, side to side, and he can't really, like, figure it out. So I don't really die by dogs that often. Sometimes I do, and it's pretty bad, but it's not all the time. So next we're going to be talking about the Purifier, obviously for the Firebreak character. But so this is the biggest one. This actually might be one where I actually don't like it. But in the game, it's not bad, but in comparison to what it was in Black Ops 3, the Purifier was the character I used the most, because him and the Reaper, but the Purifier was insane because, like, the Flamethrower went so, like, the distance of it was so far. So I thought it was much better in Black Ops 3. But actually the Reactor Core, which we're going to be talking about in another video, which is his equipment, I actually think is a really good equipment. So sometimes I just use that character basically just to use that if I'm playing like Hardpoint or like Domination or something, because we'll talk about it in another video, but it is really good. So next we're going to be talking about the Annihilator for the Seraph character. So I said pretty good if good. So this one is kind of like the Tempest, like, but you would much rather just use the Tempest because it's like the hit detection for it, like the hit registration of the character, like the character model is much bigger. So it's just way easier to hit shots with Tempest. So like, why would you ever use this? That's kind of why it's like in the middle of the list, I guess. Like, I think the Annihilator is really good. Like, I think I usually try to get like 2 or 3 kills with it, and you're getting a lot of points per kill, and it actually is like rewarding. It feels good to just like you pop someone in the fucking face, and I feel like it's kind of easy to hit shots. Like sometimes it does seem like there's like a wider hit model or something like that. Next we're going to be talking about the Crash's TAC-5. So this one I actually have pretty high on the list because it's not really like a lethal, which I obviously love, like lethal abilities, because I'm just a kill whore basically. But yeah, the TAC-5, usually I have 150 health if I'm using the stim shot, and then I get to 200 health myself, and everyone on my team gets, I guess it's just plus 50 health. And that actually, one of the really good things that I like that they kept in the game is that to make it actually a lot better, it carries over. So like if you have 200 health and then you take like 100 damage, so you have 100 health left, you don't heal back up to 150 like your original. For that whole life, you're given like an extra 50 to heal to. So now you have 200 health for that whole life. So it's actually like really strong if you're gonna, like, you can make the most out of that life and basically be wearing the body armor or whatever, I think, which is 200 health. The next we're gonna be talking about the Ajax's ballistic shield. So this one was actually way more overpowered. They have to have nerfed it. I haven't really been following a lot of the patch notes, but when the game first came out, like, you couldn't shoot around the ballistic shield to actually hit the Ajax character. Like, it was just impossible, and like the gun really killed quickly, and you had a shit ton of ammo. I don't know if I assume they like cut a lot of those things down, because now it doesn't seem as overpowered. Like, sometimes you're staring at two guys and they just shoot around you and they kill you. Like, they're not even on your side. They're kind of just like a little bit off from each other, like directly in front of you. But I actually think it's still really good. And with the 9-bang, which we'll talk about in another video, like, this character overall I actually think is really, really good. But it is also just like aids to use, so I do try not to use it. But like, sometimes if all my other favorite characters are picked, I don't mind picking this one because I do like the ballistic shield. Next, we're going to be talking about the War Machine for the battery. So I actually really like this thing. This is the one I've been using probably the most recently, other than the Tempest, I'd say, because I really like the cluster grenade. You basically get a grenade on a class, and you also get a thing that like comes out. It has 6 bullets. You can basically get 6 kills with it if you like use it correctly. Sometimes people use Flak Jacket or whatever it's called, but usually people don't, and it does enough damage. And you can get like, obviously you can shoot one thing and get like 4 kills. So it actually is really, really good. That's why it's obviously number 3 on the list. So we only have 2 left. You know what's coming up: the Grav Slam and the Tempest. So the Grav Slam is number 2 on this list, so the Tempest is going to be number 1, but we'll get to that in a second. So the Grav Slam is the one I used for the first half of the game when it was out, like the most. Literally the only thing I was using. I have like, I don't know how many kills with it, like it's a lot. But I think this thing is situationally like amazing, because you can just, you're guaranteed, like, if you're using your UAV well, which I think I'm like looking at a lot, if I know there's like 3 guys around a corner, and I can't take the 3 gunfights, but I still want the 3 kills, I can literally just, if I have my Grav Slam, I just save it. I just say, the thing is, you gotta save it for the moments when you're like, oh shit, like, you can't just use it on getting a double kill. You gotta know, like, I'm going for a domination flag, and I'm trying to kill 3 guys, 4 guys, like, you're trying to kill a lot of people with this. You just gotta use it the best, and then you get a shit ton of points, and you can just build up streaks. Like, this is a streak maker if you just save it for when there's like at least 2 or 3 times in a game where you get into a situation where if you had it, you could literally just get like from 0 to like halfway through a UAV already to like a Hellstorm or something like that, just by getting those 4 kills, and that's literally just by holding 2 triggers. So the next thing is going to be the Tempest, which my most recent video is a Tempest video, just saying it's like broken right now. They actually lowered the, I talked about in that video, but they lowered the ammo from 14 to 10, and the hit registration was like way too big. The character model was way too big, and now it is much smaller. But I think it's still really, really good. The kind of like the top 3 for like the top 3 or 4 for me. I'd say the War Machine, the Grav Slam, and the Tempest are kind of all like together. Like, they're kind of like, any day like the Grav Slam could actually be better than the Tempest. But the biggest thing for the Tempest for me is that it's the best for like streaking. So I go more in depth about exactly what I mean about it's the best for streaking in my most recent video. But the basic gist of it is you get 75 per points for actually knocking someone down, and then if it like links to another guy, you get like 100 points, and then if you shoot those both people, you get an extra 25 per each kill. Like, it starts adding up, and you're getting like 150 for just shooting one guy, and like it's just linking, and you're just zapping people, and you don't even know you're zapping people, because like the linkages, I guess, like the way like it actually, like when people are on the ground and they're kind of getting zapped, and it like the distance away someone can be where it just fucking just over zaps to them, even though I don't actually shoot them with the physical gun, like, is such a large distance. Like, I think this thing's just actually just really, really fucking good for that exact reason. Like, you just sometimes you just get kills, you don't even know what you're doing, you're just getting streaks out of nowhere, and you're like, I don't even know, like, I'm just getting too many points right now. But that's how I feel about them all. So I don't know what you guys feel about my rankings, but you can comment down below. This is, I feel like all these are pretty fair, like assessments of the different specialist abilities. Definitely let me know what you guys think in the comments. Hope you guys are having a great day. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.